Hey guys, welcome back to another video in the series of Bash programming for beginners, and in today's video we are going to talk about loops. Now moving forward in the video, I would like to request that if you are new over here and have not subscribed my channel yet, kindly do so. So without further ado, let's dive right into the video. Okay, so the agenda that we are going to cover today is what is a loop, what are the types of looping statements or the types of loops, and then we'll talk about the statements like break and continue, and after that we'll use those break and continue within the loops and how to operate, and at the end, like every time, we'll take a demo within a few examples to understand how this looping structure works. So let's move forward and understand what exactly is a loop. So a loop is a sequence of instructions that is repeated continuously until a certain condition is matched or met or reached. It means that you'd run it to match a certain condition, and within that code you write your own code, within that condition you write your own code, and then you try to execute it. If the condition has not matched, the next instruction in the sequence is an instruction to return to the first instruction in the sequence and repeat the sequence. So there is a sequence and there is a condition that has to be met. If the condition has not been met, your code will run again and again, and once the condition is met or your exit condition is met, it will move out and branch out. And that's what the next line says, that if the condition has been met, the next instruction will fall through the next sequential instruction or it will branch outside the loop. And that's how a loop works. But what happens when you don't give an exit condition? And then this infinite loop come into play. A loop that does not have an exit condition, which is why it keeps on repeating itself. So if you do not put any kind of exit condition, then it will keep on repeating itself. Now let us talk about the types of loops. So first would be the while loop, second would be the for loop, and third would be the until statement or until loop. Okay. Now let us understand the syntax of loops. So while loop is, you have to use a while command. This is how you start it. Start your program, start your loop with do, ends with done, and within do and done, your code will be executed. So if your condition is met, it will break out. If your condition is not met, your code here will be executed. Second is a for loop. Again, same thing is just the first syntax. For variable, we take a variable over here in the number of times you want to run it from a word. So this could be a word for you, and there could be any number of words over here, and it runs till n. So if you have word 1, then it could be have word 2, and it can run up to word n. Again, starts with do, ends with done, and your code will be inside that sequence. Third would be until statement. In until statement, it again starts with until command, starts with do, ends with done, and your code that needs to be executed until command is true. So these are the three things that we are going to talk about today. So if it's confusing right now, you don't have to worry. We'll be talking about all of these in terms of demo with example. Okay, so let's dive right into the demo part. Okay, so we have opened our Visual Studio Code. Let's go to for loop and let us understand what are the ways to do it. Okay, so if I do PWD over here, then I think we are in the correct position. Perfect. Then do an SH over here, 0, 1, hit tab. Sorry, 0, 1, hit tab, and there is a for loop. Okay, so very interesting topic today. The for loop is, there are 3 to 4 ways of running and writing and executing a for loop. The one which I have told you in my presentation is this, but there are others version as well. And let's talk about this first. So for loop runs for a variable which is this and runs till 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can write any numbers over here and up to any terms it will run over there. But if it becomes 10 or it's fine, but if it becomes 100, you won't write that. How to resolve that, we'll see further. Okay, anything it's doing, it's just always remember, it starts from do, ends with done, starts from do, ends with done, and this is how every loop works. Okay, nothing much here. We are just echoing the number is num from 1 till 5, and let's just run it, and you can see this. Okay, stop the program if you have not understand it. Sorry, stop the video if you are any sort of doubtful over here. Okay, now in the bash version 3.1, this is kind of a legacy for that. This is a new way. Start your curly braces, give your first one number from where you want to start, and give your end number, and then this will iterate. Now this is pretty much handy when you don't have to write all the numbers. For example, if you have to write 100, 1 to 100, you cannot write 5, 6, 7, 8 till 100, right? It will become huge problem for you. Now instead of 5 you can give 100 and it will run over there, and exactly same thing, just this symbol is different and we are doing exactly same thing, and it has printed this is iteration 1 to 5. Perfect. Now there was one more increment in this, not increment, improvement. So when the bash version is above 4, then you can try type a syntax start end separated with two dots like this over here, and then increment or your decrement. This could be your hop as well. So we're going to find out the bash version, which is 4.4. If you are following this course since the very start, you already have CentOS installed in your system, and this is the updated one. If you have not updated it, you can find out the version over here, but if you do sudo yum update, it will perfectly run fine. Okay, same thing is happening in this also, but we are talking from 0th value till 20th value with a hops or increment of 4, and this is printing like this: 0, 4, 8, 12, 16 and 20. Same thing, three different methods. Okay, but if you think this is all, no, you are wrong. This is the another way of doing it, and this is very much interesting and pretty much handy and one of my favorites. So let us understand this. Okay, so the new condition is you have to initialize. If you have used any like Java language or C# language or any other language for that matter, you know that this is one of the famous ways of using a for loop. This is initializer. You are initializing a value. It is a condition, which is this, and then you can step hop increment or decrement over here. Same thing, exactly same thing. For loop, the command starts from do, ends with done, and echoes whatever you want to do it. It's just not echo. You can write your code over here and it will be executed. I equal to 1, I less than equal to 5, and I plus plus, it is going to print the same thing 5 times. And let us see this. So do an sh over here, and this is program number 02. Hit tab and enter, and you can see this has printed over here. Perfect. Now we'll do the same thing in a reverse format. So as I already told you that you can, if you have paid attention to my previous video, -e with this gives you a new line, which is this. Okay, reverse loop, you just start from 5 greater than 0 and do a decrement over here, print the same thing, and you can see it has printed the reverse values. And that's how you reverse a loop over here. Pretty much easier, and how much beautiful it is looking. Okay, initializer, condition, and step your increment, hops, or your decrement. Perfect. So I think you are good with for loops. Let's just talk about the until loop. Okay, in until loop, nothing special. We are giving a condition over here. Let me just clear this and then we'll walk through it. SS03, hit tab, enter. And if you paid attention to my previous slides, or you can just go back, or just you don't have to go back, I'll just show it to you over here. Okay, so in until command starts with do, ends with done, and it runs until your command is true. So what we have done over here, my condition has to be true in order to come out. So if a equal to 0, so $a, which means 0, is less than 5. Yes, it's less than 5. So my condition is true, but you are seeing an exclamation mark or a negation or a not or anything you call it. It makes it false. So this is false. So it will keep on executing, and then it will echo a, which is 0. And then in the expression $a equal to 1, it will increment it over here, put it in a, go back, again print 1, 2, 3 and 4. But at the point when 4 becomes 5, this will come over here. 5 is less than 5. No, the condition became false. Pay attention again. The condition became false, but we have a exclamation mark, negation mark, or you can say not mark, which made it false. Okay, sorry, this made it false and this made it true because of this. So once this becomes true, the condition becomes true and it will fall out of your loop, and that's what we have understood it. This line, your code that needs to be executed until command is true. Pause your screen right over here and try to understand this until and unless you are thorough with it. Okay, so I hope you're back. Now let's just close this and understand while loop. Okay, again the same thing. The while command, I'm taking num equal to 1, which is my number initialization. While starts with do, ends with done. And what we are doing is num is less than equal to 6. So it's going to run 6 times, and I'm doing an increment over here. You can give a space after that or before num. That's totally upon you. And then what we are printing is very simple over here. So I'll just run it 04, hit tab, enter, and you can see it has printed welcome 6 times in a loop. And that's the beauty of these loops. Okay. Now, before understanding break and continue, let's go to the infinite loop. You can create infinite loop from other ways. I am showing you for loop. Now, if you remember correctly, within a few seconds ago, I've told you that if the exit condition is not met, it will keep on running. So I'm not given any exit condition over here. Okay, there is no exit condition, no increment and stuff. So it will keep on rotating inside that and it keep on doing this. So this would be an infinite loop and you have to hit Ctrl plus C in order to stop it. Okay, so let's just run it. Let me do a clear over here. 06, hit tab. I'm sorry about that. sh 06. What is happening? And you can see it's keep on running. This is an infinite loop. Keep on running. I cannot even stop it. It goes on. It goes on over here. You can see that. In order to stop that, Control C it, and then it has stopped. Let me just clear it, and that's how an infinite loop works, and that's what I have taught you. Let's go to the last program of today, break and continue, and pay attention because this is the interesting part. By the way, everything is interesting over here. So 05 sh 05. Sorry about that. 05 break and continue, and let us understand it. So before showing you the result, I'd like to explain you break statement. In break statement, nothing special. A for loop is running, starting from do, ending from done. I'm echoing every iteration that used to happen. And in that, if you have paid attention to my previous videos, I have told you how if else works. So it's a basic if condition in which I'm trying to get the value from this iterator and matching it with number 3. So at the first instance, the value would be 1. Does it matches? No. So it won't go inside if and it will just go to condition didn't match. Okay. At the point of 2, again same thing, it won't match, it will go over here. At the time of 3, the condition matches, yes. So if the condition matches, then echo condition match met, and then program breaks now, and then break, and this breaks out the control from this loop, and then it won't run for 5 and 6. So let us just see it. And you can see at 1 condition didn't match, at 2 condition didn't match, at 3 condition met, and the program breaks, and that's what happened. And you can write any number of numbers over here, it won't run. Okay, so I hope you have understood it. Okay, let's talk about the continuous statement. Continuous statement, exactly same program I have written. There is nothing changed. Instead of this 1 4 5 6, I have only 4 over here. I'm echoing $I, same thing. I'm putting a condition, but what is going to happen over here? In the $I, what is going to take? It is going to take 1. The condition has met. No, the condition has not met. So it will print condition didn't match, which is this. In the second, again same thing, condition did not match. But when it becomes 3, it goes inside. You can see 3 equal to 3. Yes, 3 equal to 3. Then the condition has met. It will go inside condition met, program continues, and then it hit continues. And as soon as it hit continues, but continuous command statement, it won't go inside this condition because the condition has met. The control goes back over here, does an increment, and it goes to 4, and condition after $I becomes 4. 4 does not equal to 3, so this won't be met, and then it will print condition did not match. I really hope guys this is all understandable to you, and if it is not, feel free to stop the video, understand, type your own program, and until and unless you did not understand and you did not get the result, please do not move forward. Otherwise, this is just the beginning, this is just the very basics. In order to succeed in this scripting language, any sort of language, not just shell scripting, you need to practice a lot. And if there is an issue, feel free to copy the code, clone the code from the repository. I'll put it over there. I've already put it over there. By the time you are seeing this video, I have already put it over there, so you can just clone it. And if you don't know how to clone it, I already have a course in this Logic Ops Lab channel from where you can learn the basic command of Git for your freshers, if you are a fresher. So I hope you guys have understood it. If there is an issue, feel free to comment below and we will address that. So thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next video.